Hey there, Gemini. Welcome to your reading for the week of May 9th to May 15th, 2022. This is a general reading, so take whatever resonates and leave behind for others whatever does not. To get a deeper view into your week, be sure to check out your readings for sun, moon, and rising signs. In this first column, we reveal aspects of your journey that you should reflect on. You have this solar calm, clarifying. So this card here is kind of a sense of not needing to take much action, even slow down a little bit, and kind of get more insight and clarification on things that you already accomplished or you want to accomplish. There's really no need to actually move forward and rush forward with this card. You have the Knight of Swords, the High Priestess, and the Three of Cups. In this middle column, we're looking at what to celebrate this week. You have this Willow spirit, flexibility. So it's just celebrating your ability to be a little less rigid, kind of go with the flow, and put yourself in a position that feels comfortable for you. You have the Star, the Emperor, and the Hierophant. So you have three major arcana cards that are to, support your celebration of this flexibility. And in this third column, we're seeing what is around the corner for you. And it says success. So it could be with your, ability to be flexible. You've got success coming up. You've got Four of Pentacles. You've got the Devil card. And you've got the Five of Wands. So we're going to go through the meanings and do some further clarifications with tarot cards here. So with this solar calm, let's clarify, a sense of really not needing to rush or do anything more than kind of reflect and get a sense of clarity. So with the Knight of Swords, they are definitely a very rush into action type of person. They might not have the plan fully prepared, but they've got that sense of they want to make things right, they want to save the day. They basically are going to what's that phrasing? Kind of like act now and ask for forgiveness later type of thing. So here with this solar calm and clarify, it's a sense of if you've had this type of energy going on, Gemini, then it's more of reflecting about perhaps in the past if you kind of jump to conclusions, try to rush through things, and the benefit of slowing down and kind of seeing what lays ahead. You have the High Priestess here, and that's a sense of kind of tapping into your intuition. That is definitely a sense of calm. It may be that if you can reach this, connection with your intuition, your inner knowledge, this sense of kind of, I want to say like a graceful silence or peace. Perhaps you can reach that with meditation. So that would allow you, if you kind of have moments of needing to rush into something, maybe even just to check with your intuition. How do you feel about it? Well, actually, the Knight of Swords, their gut is really like, go, make this happen. So I would say just recheck that initial feeling. And you have with the Three of Cups here, a sense of celebrating relationships. So it could be, if there has been some type of opportunity to kind of just slow down, do a brunch, weekend getaway with your friends, even a movie night, something along those lines, just to kind of slow your roll just a bit and kind of connect with your intuition. Let's go ahead and take a look at that Knight of Swords here. You have Nine of Cups, and it says fulfillment on the card. So it's definitely this Knight of Swords energy is one that you really, it makes you feel good, and it gives you that extra kind of boost of confidence, and it could be your way of showing your your sense of caring. Maybe you're someone who doesn't tend to show your emotions very much, and so you kind of jumping in and fixing a potential problem, or kind of giving somehow trying to make things go better for others and for yourself, even though you might not know all the facts. That might be a way for you to feel good about yourself and how you give to others even. So one thing to reflect during this, solar calm aspect of your journey might be to, say, what would it mean then if you didn't jump into action? If you didn't try to go and save the day or something along those lines? Would that mean you don't care? I don't think that would be the answer, but that's for you to ponder perhaps. So let's take a look at the High Priestess. You have Seven of Discs, and it says perseverance on here. So I would say for some of you who, let's say you've tried meditating, you've tried to kind of calm your mind, and you haven't been able to do it, and it's like, oh, that doesn't work for me. It's basically a sense of recognizing, is it worth pursuing? Or is it not worth pursuing? How much have you invested in it? Is your reason for trying in the first place, is it just to say you tried, or were you really trying to get something out of it? Is it something where, you are you have maybe unrealistic expectations? For example, this concept of, and I'm just using meditation as an example of a way to kind of slow down, be at peace, and things like that. But some people are just like, oh, I can't meditate because I can't clear my mind and not think of anything. I don't think anyone can sufficiently think of nothing for a significant amount of time. And really, it's about losing, I think it's expected that people will lose focus, but it's kind of just going back to trying to clear your mind, trying to, or trying just to be at peace where there's nothing occupying your mind. And that will just bring you back to awareness of like the present, the here and now, where it could be, you know, the Knight of Swords energy is really looking at the future. So let's take a look at the Three of Cups. You have Eight of Swords, isolation. So I don't really see Eight of Swords as isolation. I see it more as like perceived restriction or suppression, because that it's more about feeling that you can't really do what you want, move the way you want, and you kind of feel stuck. But it is like mental processes, the way you're thinking about your situation. And if you kind of just, you know, focus one sword at a time, you might be able to see that you can move a sword aside, or you can like recognize that the swords are even movable in the first place. So, but with this isolation word, I guess regardless of the isolation word, regardless of what word is on the card, the individual is by themselves, alone with their thoughts, which is definitely not what happens when you're out with your friends. You could be out with your friends and still like being feeling like you're alone with your thoughts and just kind of just thinking about what you can't connect with other people about. So here, this aspect of your journey to reflect on with the solar calm is perhaps kind of clarify whether when you are in groups of people, are you trying to communicate something specific? Are you trying not to communicate? Are you kind of like this concept of the Seven of Discs and obtaining that like peaceful connection with your intuition? Is it that you have a preconceived notion of how you need to be, how you need to act? How is that people who like each other spend time? So here with this solar calm and clarify the reflection, it's giving you some things to kind of think about in terms of rushing in with your thoughts and how the concept of communication and thoughts are supposed to allow us to express ourselves, to connect with others, but used in certain ways, it can also prevent us from really connecting with others and connecting with our environment and having an understanding of what's really important. It can be used to be barriers for us. So here in this something to celebrate is a sense of flexibility, being a little bit more able to bend and perhaps not feeling restricted by swords or feeling the need to jump to save the day, fix a problem, to investigate something. It's basically just letting yourself kind of go with the flow. So with the star, it's a sense of like balance. The water bearer is kind of pouring water onto the land and also back into the water. It's almost a sense of healing the emotional aspect and the physical aspect of the universe, and that balance is kind of what I would say that Knight of Swords energy should kind of try to accomplish it for that solar calm, that getting a sense of to clarify. This sense of balance, it's healing. It does provide clarity that is needed. With the Emperor here, the Emperor is a little bit more rigid, but I would say that they also have healthy boundaries. They are aware of what's going on within them and around them, so that it might not appear that they're flexible, but they have set up so many healthy boundaries that they go by that it might be seen as rigid, but we'll see when we clarify. And with the Hierophant, this is also about kind of tradition, certain rules that are set in place. These two cards, the Emperor and the Hierophant, are very kind of traditional, and I would say more stiff than flexible. So it could be a healing of these kind of these more stuck energies. I wouldn't say stuck. I mean, the Emperor is definitely about protecting themselves, protecting the people that they care about. And similar with the Knight of Swords energy. And the Hierophant is about helping those people that want to connect to something that's greater than themselves, that is able to show a path forward for those who want to, pursue a different type of their own truth, but one that shows them that there's something greater than themselves. I guess the Knight of Swords could be, trying to save the day. It's almost trying to be a savior to some degree. So it could be that with this star, it's almost like healing these types of I guess extreme energies, because definitely there are aspects of the Emperor and the Hierophant that even you need with flexibility. The Emperor needs to be able to analyze cost benefit, reason, so with the swords, but in a healthy way. Also, they're compassionate. They want to protect those that they care about. They also understand value of certain resources so that they can take care of people. So those things don't necessarily have a inflexible aspect about them. And with the Hierophant, it's definitely more of like education and like an expansion of knowledge, and that in a way is flexible. So let's take a look at this star here. You have Six of Wands, success. So definitely this, sense of balance, getting that clarity is going to help you, overcome certain obstacles and really find your path, find your way where you are being recognized by your peers and other people around you as actually having the solutions, or actually knowing how to overcome obstacles or to be successful without having to necessarily rush in to save the day or to have that Knight of Swords energy. So let's see what we have here with the Emperor. We have the Queen of Cups, and it says intuition on the card. So like I said, the Emperor isn't just rigid. There's other aspects of them. And one aspect of the Emperor would be the intuition aspect. This is, the Emperor is definitely more of a masculine energy. It's associated with, I believe it's the Aries, the sign of Aries. This is the card for the sign of Aries, and that's a fire sign. It's definitely more of a masculine energy, like father type of father figure. The Queen of Cups is basically the element of water squared. The queens are associated with the element of water, and cups are associated with the element of water. So with Queen of Cups, it's like double water, and really all about the feelings and the emotions. And water is very fluid and it flows. So, and it helps with the intuition. The Emperor definitely uses their intuition as well to kind of maintain their power. And here with this High Priestess, it's as if it's kind of, tapping into the intuition aspect of the Queen of Cups. So let's take a look at the Hierophant over here. You have Five of Swords, defeat. So it's interesting that, again, it's about swords, how we communicate, how we problem solve, how we our thought process, how we analyze things. So here with the Hierophant, there's more of a structure, but that structure also is based upon certain rituals and certain signs that are supposed to come from, or like honor spirit, and to recognize that there is something greater than ourselves. With the Five of Swords, or swords in general, it's usually subjective. It's thinking, how can I, especially in the Five of Swords, how can I win? How can I be victorious? How can I make sure that others aren't victorious? And how can I make sure that I'm not seen in a certain way where I walk away from something? But with the Five of Swords, it's definitely recognizing that there's other people, and that you're connected with everyone in some way, shape, or form. And recognizing that you winning is not really the best outcome when it means like tearing down someone entirely, or you walking away from something that's like a lose-lose situation. That's not a bad thing. That, it's basically other people might win. Other people might not lose if you walk away. So it's definitely this sense of you being more flexible with how you view situations and how you approach a problem. But it seems that you will be successful in this more balancing with this solar calm, and you'll get to celebrate this flexibility. Perhaps it'll show up when it comes to some type of sign, some type of sign or connection with a higher knowledge. It might show up for you as like, wow, I'm glad I didn't pursue that. Or it might be reflection on something in the past. So let's see what's around the corner for you with this success, let's take a look at this Devil card, because I would say for the most part, it's probably the most not amazingly positive card in this spread. You have the Strength card. So, it seems here like this Devil card is just some way that you process information, how you talk to yourself, it's a way that you kind of feel a need to have to do something in a certain way. And you could feel that it's helping you kind of shortcut some situations, or you feel like you need to do those things. But really, if you take the time to use this solar calm and kind of get clarification of why it is you communicate or analyze things in a certain way, recognizing all aspects of yourself, the light, the dark, the positive, the negative, and just acknowledge those characteristics and acknowledge that certain habits, tendencies, behaviors at certain times might be beneficial. Jumping in and saving the day when you think someone's injured or something, that's beneficial. But when you go and think that something's on fire and it's just the TV illuminating the walls, and you take a fire extinguisher and spray it all over the room, and then you dump, flour on top of it as well, put out any potential flames, and there's not anything that's burning, then that might not be so helpful at that moment in terms of that quick rush to action. But just recognizing that you have all these different aspects of yourself, and recognizing why it is that maybe you have not been tapping into this Queen of Cups energy, and why it is you might be connecting or feeling good and feel that you are in a better place to connect with others when you're in this energy, as opposed to like dealing with the actual emotions and connections with people. Recognizing all those aspects and just embracing them, this can help you kind of at least see your pattern and give you more clarity about what it is you want to do when certain situations come up. So, and overall, success is around the corner for you. So let's take a look at the Five of Wands, because that's a sense of conflict. And so is the Five of Swords. The Five of Wands, that can be, conflicting ideas amongst individual. With this deck, it seems like it's more this within this person. It's as if their different desires, their different motivations are kind of conflicting with each other to the point where it's kind of creating a barrier. So let's take a look at this Five of Wands here. You have Five of Wands, and it says competition. So to some degree, perhaps your motivations have to do with your idea of competition. And competition, it can be healthy. It is, helps strengthen, your intellect. It can help strengthen your muscles. Basically, competition can be good. But there's certain competition, again, like this winning at all costs, where it's not so healthy. You know, for some reason, I just thought about that cheerleader's mother who like went to, I think, assassinate the mother of another cheerleader so that her daughter could, you know, get a good position, something along those lines. I think it was a TV movie of the week when I was growing up. But that's not healthy competition. So here it's almost as if part of your reflection, getting clarity, and being more flexible and being successful in that may have to do with how you deal with situation where there's some instability, some challenges, and some conflicts, and some competition. So let's take a look at the Four of Pentacles, because the Four of Pentacles it's a sense of security and foundation. In this Four of Pentacles, this deck, this individual looks like they're like meditating, and they're really fully whole and balanced, mind, body, spirit, connection with their environment, like basically they have a stable foundation. In the traditional Four of Pentacles, it's kind of holding on too tightly to what they know, what they have, because they're afraid of not having more, which is a limiting mindset. And to some degree, this Devil card, that usually can be indication of negative self-talk or limiting mindset, habitual at least. So let's see what's up with this Four of Pentacles. You have the Prince of Discs, or the Knight of Discs. It's reliability. So what's interesting is this is probably like the slowest moving knight of all the knights. They're very much, they're reliable, they're responsible, they have a plan, they, each step that they go, they are kind of formulating their plan after that and making sure it's aligned with that. It might not be like the rush in and, all the hoopla. It's very much a slower pace, intentional, and they have a destination in mind and they get there. And they also enjoy the journey. They also are enjoying each step along the way, and wherever that might be. And so it's interesting that you have this Knight of Swords, and then as reflecting on the solar calm to get clarity, and really kind of slowing down, and then you get to be flexible, and then success. You have this energy of the Prince of Discs, or the Knight of Pentacles here. So I'm hoping that this provides a helpful perspective of your week, and we'll see you next time. Take care.